This is the Welcome MD Wellness Series podcast, where we talk with your dedicated health coaches and health professionals about the roles they play in your journey to a healthier, happier life. The topics you care about. Now, here's your host, Luis Perez.
All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. So today, your hosts are Alicia, Chantal, myself, and today we have a new face here at the virtual table. We have Lisa Walker today. She is a fitness trainer here in Richmond, Virginia. She has her own studio called Believe Fitness, so check her out, please, and stay tuned also for an upcoming one-on-one with her. So hello, everybody. How are you doing today?
Great.
Good.
Awesome.
Well.
So
Doing great.
Awesome. So today we want to talk a little bit about being okay with your thoughts. We want to talk a little bit about how it's okay to not be okay and how to take care of myself. So these are topics that we all felt were really needing to be discussed as they hit home for so many of us, probably right now more than ever, because I know at least for me, it really has personally. And I'll share that. That's kind of what we're going to do today, is kind of share how these things have affected us a little bit more on a personal level. So for me, about a month ago, I was in a really weird place. I was mentally drained, extremely exhausted, and just really wasn't feeling like me, like myself. I remember I walked into my bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I had to take a step back and just kind of stop. I had to just kind of like take a breath and look at the person that I was staring at in that reflection. And it was such a unique, different feeling that I actually even posted something about it on Instagram, where it was kind of funny-ish because I had like half my face was shaved and head shaved and the other half was like hairy and unshaved. And the reason I did that was because that was the only way that I could express how I felt like at that moment. I didn't have any words because, to be honest, I didn't have any words to explain what I felt. I literally only had thoughts. And I knew that energy or emotion or feeling or whatever you choose to call it, I call it energy. I knew it was just negative, or kind of like what Alicia and I talked about before, like misunderstood energy that I was feeling. So I did what I've been doing and practicing more of lately, and actually more than ever. I took the thoughts, I sat with them, I meditated on them, on why I was feeling that way, and I dealt with them that day, then moved past them versus what I have done most of my life and kind of like suppress them and bottle them up. And that's when those thoughts would become negative things. So I have been working on this for a few years because I don't really ever want to be in that place again. And people who know me knew I had a really bad temper back then, and I was very implosive. And I know a lot of people now would never believe that about me, but it was bad. But I really learned to control it by doing those steps. And that's why I'd love for us to talk today a little bit about being okay with our thoughts and what we do to help ourselves in that process. So for me personally, it's been journaling. I do a morning reflection. I listen to the daily podcast from the Daily Stoic is one of the ones that I really listen to. And I read a text for scriptural purposes from the JW app, just to help with the spiritual positivity side of things. And then an evening reflection. And that's what's really been helping me tremendously. And these things don't have to be long. Mine's usually are 5 minutes in the morning, a little 5-minute interval, and with some tea. I've stopped drinking coffee, which also blows my mind. I've stopped doing that. I'm doing green tea or like herbal tea or black tea, and I feel a lot better doing that too. I did adjust my wake time and my sleeping time to make it work, because it doesn't just come easily. You have to kind of like adjust to it, So I did set my time a little bit earlier to be able to make these things happen. And it's really been working really, really well for me. So I've tried so many different variations to try to make it happen, but I feel like I found my way, and, we all pick what works for us. So when we learn that it's okay to not be okay on some days more than others, we give ourselves that grace and don't feel like we're odd or broken. because we really aren't broken. We may be bruised, we may be hurt, battle scarred even for sure, but we're never broken. So I end up like laughing sometimes on the inside because I'm always being told that I'm so positive and that I'm always smiling and full of happiness and joy. But like, to be honest, like the demons that I've battled and continue to battle are very real and very draining at the same time, which is why I think it's just so important to do these mindfulness practices every day. To put in the work every single day, to balance it all out. And that's how I take care of myself. That's working for me, by working on a better work-life balance, meditating daily, exercising daily, and trying to eat, the right foods. And yeah, of course, I'll have a donut every now and then. They'll sneak in there. We're human, right? So, but it's the balance, and that's where I work with now with at DBG CrossFit up the street. That's where I go and do my exercises, and they kick my butt every day. And I'm thankful for things like that, to have such a nice place to go to and kind of leave it all there and just get it all out, the stressors. So, whatever works for us. But again, that's what works for me. So now we'll go on to Chantal. What, with any of these things, what's your point of view on any of those topics?
Hi, everyone. This is Chantal Adelsberg. So I think while you were talking, Luis, I was really reflecting on the fact that it's okay to not be okay, right? So as practitioners or wellness lifestyle coaches, yoga instructors, we don't always have the answer, right? So our patients or our clients may think that we have a lot of the answers, but we still struggle. Like you said, we're still human. And hopefully now we're coming out of a very dark time in our history, right? At least for our generation. So luckily, the weather's starting to get a little bit nicer, right? So that's exciting because then you'll get the vitamin D that gives you the happy feelings from the sun when you're outside. We spend a lot of time indoors. We spend a lot of time being worried and scared to be around other people. We've come out of a time of the year that it's really cold. Here in Charlotte, it's been really wet. It's like 40 days and 40 nights of rain. Just hasn't stopped. I don't know if Virginia's experienced the same thing. But, there's a few things that I've learned throughout this period, not just as a practitioner, but as a mother, as a spouse, as a friend, a family member. And I think it's something to remember that we are not superheroes. We do not have to take it all on every single day. All you can focus on at one time is what's right in front of you, right? Being present is the most important thing that you can do. Have you ever just stopped and looked around and notice that there's a lot going on around you, but the good things are right there in front of you and you may be missing them? So something that I want to bring up is trying to be still and be present in the moment, right? That's helped me. For example, when there's a lot of chaos in the morning at my house, preparing to go to daycare or preparing for the workday, I like to stop and pay attention when I'm the most anxious and stressed out. I'm like, what are my little ones doing? Watch them smile and laugh. We're getting out, we're doing our routine. What can I be thankful for? So going back to that concept of what can I do to help myself be okay? Because not every day I'm going to be okay. Take a step back, right? Try to be present in the moment because that's all you can control. Myself as a practitioner, even though I'm on the healthcare side of nutrition, I really believe that it's important to rely on other practitioners to get through times that are tough, whether personally, professionally. So one thing that I like to do is I like to work with a counselor for maintenance, even if things are going hunky-dory and I think everything's wonderful. It's good to have a monthly check-in or bi-monthly check-in with your counselor. Maybe you can learn some new techniques on how to deal with certain stressful situations. So working with a counselor, there's no shame in that. It's only going to help you move forward. The next thing I would say is get enough sleep. I can't say that enough. So the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep for their metabolism to work properly, for their brain to work efficiently, and for everything else to work out, right? We totally feel it when we don't get enough sleep the next day. So getting enough sleep is important. And then the other thing I would say is try to take care of you, however that is, whatever your form of self-care. Maybe that's out exercising. Maybe it's just taking a walk in the sun. Maybe it's taking a walk with your pet or calling a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. What does that self-care look like for you, right? So making those things a priority is what I would say have been beneficial for me, and it might be beneficial for you.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's very important. The therapy, sleep, look at the positive around us. Absolutely. Great points. Thank you, Chantal. I really appreciate that. So who would like to go next?
I can go next, I guess. When I got these questions, I thought mostly about the take care of yourself, because I think that for me is the hardest one to do on a regular basis or on a daily basis, because I'm really good at taking care of everybody else, especially the people that come here to Believe Fitness. And so, you know, once I get to this place, this is my happy place. So I'm good. I feel great. But it's when I leave out of here that I am like, oh, I should really do something for myself. I should either, do something outside or get a massage or something to take care of Lisa. Because if I don't take care of Lisa, what's going to happen is I'll begin to spiral. And then I'm at a place where I can't be as good or as productive for my own clients. And so, and it's so hard because that means that I have to remember that I'm important too. And for me, that's just been a struggle for a long time, is to remember that I have to put myself at the front sometimes. And I think a lot of us do that. And especially, while we've been in this pandemic and trying to figure out how to redo our daily lives and trying to help make sure our patients and clients are all in good places and, you're doing great. That's wonderful and everything. But I tend to forget about Lisa. And, there are just so many different types of modalities that you can do to help yourself, to take care of yourself, to put yourself first. And I say that a lot to people around here, to remember that you're important too. And I think for women, I feel like we're really good at taking care of, our families or our children and our husbands and the household and everything else, but we do forget to take care of ourselves. And it has to be a part of our whole wellness program, because if we don't, then we're just not going to be able to help everybody else. And I think that's the one thing that I was kind of thinking about a lot when you sent these, is take care of myself as well. So,
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Lisa. It's so true. Like, it's okay to be selfish at times with those things. We need to, because we keep giving and giving and giving. We have to replenish basically our cup before it's so empty that there's nothing to give anymore.
Right. And Absolutely. I have to schedule it. I have to schedule it on the calendar. It's got to be just like I do a hair appointment or a doctor's appointment. It's got to be right there in ink, not in pencil, but in ink, so that I can't erase it or move it, so that way I make sure that I stay true to that. Because I ask my clients to stay true to that. So if I ask them to do that, then I have to try, I have to do everything I can to stay true to it as well. So,
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's going to be part of our process, right? As we're going forward, is to continue to remember about Lisa, remember about Chantal, remember about Luis, remember about Lisha, just remember about ourselves individually, to give ourselves that self-help. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, Lisha, you are the last one.
Great. Thanks, Luis. I'm so happy to be back with all of you. And there's a theme running through everything that you guys have talked about: self-care. I hear it loud and clear. And that we're all saying, and I'm including myself in this, I don't always do it. Sometimes I forget to do it. We all forget to do it. But you know what comes to me as you guys were all talking, and as I thought through this more, if you take care of yourself, you're then in a better position to take care of your clients and your patients. You are, then you are the superstar. You can be, you were talking about not being a superhero, Chantal. You have more energy. You have more stamina when you take care of yourself. And for me, that's meditation and yoga. In fact, I am away right now doing that, taking care of myself. I'm not at home for 2 months. I am away taking care of myself. And it feels like the best gift I've ever given myself, ever in my whole life, So then I'm going to come home and be refreshed, renewed, and my my clients are going to say, wow, she's sparkly. What is that about? And wow, our sessions are going so great. It's because I can give more, because the well is so deep. It's so, so deep. And we're sometimes in the shallow end. But, you know, when you do that self-care, for me, when I meditate, when I do my yoga, if I go get a massage, Lisa, you were talking about massage. I love to get a great massage. It has to be a 2-hour. I always go for the 2-hour. But I'm like a renewed spirit. And I honestly just want to applaud all of you guys for doing what you're doing to take care of yourselves. You know, for me, it's very specific to yoga and meditation, but I know that it means the world to my clients and your patients as well when I bring that to the table. So let's all lift each other up and say, let's commit to doing this self-care. It really matters on a very deep level.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Leisha, for sharing that with us, and for everybody for being here today and just sharing their side of the stories, sharing things, how it affects us in so many different ways. We're all so different. We all have to struggle with different things in our lives. You know, Lisa, you run your own studio. Chantal, you have a family. You also run your own business. Leisha as well. Like, we're all juggling so many different hats that we need to take that time and reflect and give ourselves that little selfish care, you know, every now and then, to just be able to refill that cup and just be ready to give more to our members, to our athletes, to our patients, all that. So yeah, well, thank you, everybody. And then before we go, we have this little jar.
Yay!
Yeah, we got Patricia back. So let's see what this says. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. What topic would you be totally clueless about if it came up in a conversation?
Well, goodness gracious.
Leisha.
I know it's Leisha. I can tell you, football.
There you go.
Oh.
What? And here's the really comical footnote to that. I was in the marching band all through high school. I was a complete band nerd. Lisa's showing something. Lisa and I are going to be BFFs. I know.
There you go.
So I went to every football game for 4 straight years. I did not learn anything about football. I don't get it. So that if that topic comes up, I conveniently, it's time to leave. I gotta go.
You're like, yeah, that was a great home run they did there. Yeah, that was great.
Ooh, look at that. That's a great batting average. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. What about you, Lisa?
Gosh, that's a hard one, but because I feel like I can talk about just about anything. I'll try and at least get one nugget that I can talk about. But I think if it was something I really feel clueless about, and I think part of it's just because of what I do, but technology and how it all works together. And all 3 kids, all of our girls are adults, and they just are like, Mom, like, it's not that hard. Like, you just do this and this. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me get my notebook here. Let me get my pen. Okay, now what's step 1? Turn the computer on. Okay, great. Got that.
Yep,
so it's
nice.
all that, TikTok. And I love watching all the stuff the girls send me and stuff, but I'm like, well, how do I do that? So that kind of stuff for me, anything dealing with technology and how all that stuff works together, which is great. And I wish I knew more, but by the time I get home, my tank is pretty much done. And that's the last thing I want to try and learn, so I think that would have to be my thing.
That's yours. What about you, Chantal?
It's going to be my millennial side, and I'm sorry. Financial investment, 401ks. I am still confused about it all. And the funny thing is my husband sells it for a living. I don't understand what he does.
You would think you of all people would know that, like, front to back.
Oh my gosh!
I shut down. My wall goes up when he starts talking all the numbers.
Well,
that is crazy.
I guess. Yeah, I think that's one of mine is taxes. I don't think I'll ever understand it. Where it's like, you took money out of my paycheck, a lot of it, and I still owe you here? I don't understand what's going on here. But that's probably one of mine too. Is all that stuff. Is like I don't understand it. Like I thought I was doing good. Apparently I'm not. So God, I guess so I don't know. But oh man. But awesome. Thank you, ladies, for being on the episode and sharing your thoughts and your funny things you're not aware of in life. So that's really good. So, well, take care, everyone. Thank you again for always for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes. And we will talk to you guys soon. All right.
Thanks so much, man. Take care.
Got it. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Louise.
Bye.